Without any further ado, welcome your host, Renee Taylor.
Just walk away, Renee. You won't see me follow you back home. The empty sidewalks on my block are not the same. You're not to blame.
I'm Renee, and that was Walk Away, Renee, which suggested to be my theme song by Julian Schlossberg, who is the producer of my play, My Life on a Diet, even though my theme song should be Run Towards Renee, which is usually how I live my life. But there is no song, Run Towards, so. Run towards Renee. Anyway, I'm so happy to be here talking about love because that's my favorite subject. I didn't want to do a show about gossip. I didn't want to do a show about show business, but I love to talk about love. And I love New York. I love Robert Restaurant, my favorite restaurant. Look at this view, look at this ambience. And that's the Columbus Circle, that's Columbus, Christopher Columbus statue over there. My husband was Italian, Joe Bologna. We were married for 52 years. And you know what that is in Hollywood dog years? How many years that is? Oh, thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, what is this?
It's a salmon roll with creme fraiche.
Caviar, my favorite thing. Thank you so much. And this just by coincidence happens to be my birthday. I'm either 38 or 88, depending on the lighting. But this lighting looks, maybe I look too young. Now I'm worried that maybe I look too young. I love caviar. Oh, now I'm going to have a glass of champagne. Anyway, look at this view. That used to be the Mayflower Hotel over there. My husband and I stayed there and we wrote radio commercials. The Mayflower Hotel is a romantic place in New York. And we got a special rate at that hotel because we did the radio commercial. You won't believe how little we paid. About $90 a night to live there. It was great. And now it's a very $3 million for one bedroom to live there in New York. But I love New York because it's real, it's alive, it's fun, and the restaurants are great, and this is my favorite. And Fran Drescher's too. She's the one who brought me here, and she's going to be on in a little while. But first, I want to introduce my assistant, Pavlos Christo. He's from Cyprus, that's sort of Greece. And he's coming dressed as Mika Nos. Please welcome Pavlos. Mika Nos.
I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights, kept thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. And I learned how to get along into your back from that face. I just walked in to find you here.
band is called the Counterfeiters, and they're playing the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. And I am going to appear there next Monday doing karaoke.
Like this Monday?
This coming Monday.
Wow.
This is Wednesday, in case you forgot.
That's
And so I'm doing karaoke. I want to invite everybody to come who doesn't sing that good and get up and sing karaoke with me. Here's their counterfeit. There's their card.
That's so clever.
Isn't it? It's a fake $100 bill.
They're so smart.
Amazing.
But do you know that I Will Survive was written, a friend of my son's wrote it. Eve is his name, and he wrote it about an abused woman who was in a violent relationship, and he wrote it as a tango, and it became success as a disco song. Isn't that interesting?
That's amazing. I did not know that.
Yes, and tell me about you. Why do you love dressing up like this?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's like, for a lot of people, it's an escape from reality, but for me, it's like finding home, finding who I want to be, finding who I am. And I learned a lot about myself by dressing up and trying different characters.
What do you learn?
I learned that I could be whatever I want. I could be a star, I could be a diva, or I could be, beautiful. I could be a woman, if I
That's
wanted to.
wonderful. That's wonderful. Tell how we met.
Oh my God. So I saw an ad on Playbill magazine that said, looking for an assistant to perform various tasks for a celebrity. And I thought that was the most vague commercial I've ever seen in my life. So I said, I have to apply, if anything, just to figure out who this celebrity is that posted this ad on Playbill magazine. And I got a call from your daughter-in-law. I came for an interview. She liked me and she said, I'm gonna take you up to meet my mother. And I got really excited. I said, it's the second round interview. I wear a suit and everything. And we went to the elevator and she pressed the penthouse. So I'm like, oh, she must be someone amazing. She lives in the penthouse. Turns out it was the fitness center of your building. And you were in the pool. Do you remember that? You were in the pool on a noodle. And you swim up to me. And you looked up and you said, can you type? And I said, yes. She said, you're hired. Can you go to my apartment and try to fix my TV? I can't put Roku on. And I went to your apartment and the TV was just unplugged. So I plugged in the TV and you called me that night and you said, oh my God, you're so knowledgeable, so technology savvy. And you hired me and we spent the next 3 years together.
And we went to Greece together. Last year we had a wonderful time in Bouillamene where I was. I love what you're wearing.
Thank you. You know, when I first told Renee that I was doing drag, she started saying, oh, do you want my dress? I'll give you my wig. I'll give you my makeup. And she started giving me things.
No, but what size is that?
This is a size 6.
Oh, well, I'm a 16. Does it have a lot of room?
Yeah, it has a lot of give. It's a stretchy material. I think it'll look great on you.
Oh, thank you.
We'll exchange. Because I've heard, I really love your dress. Is this the one we saw together at Bergdorf?
Oh, yeah, that's a very funny story. This is a commercial for Bergdorf, actually. I saw this gorgeous dress at Bergdorf. It was $1,200. I said, oh, that's ridiculous. I called Fran, and I said, Fran, I saw this dress for you. You have to buy it. And I sent her a picture because I figured she'd spend $1,200 for a dress to wear on television. So I said, no, she said she didn't want it. She had too many clothes already. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have it made. It's nothing. It's a knit fabric, and it costs nothing. I'll go to Chinatown. I'll have a dressmaker sew it for me. I had 3 fittings. I couldn't believe it. It cost $1,200.
It's not even leather.
It's not leather. It's just knit. But let me tell you something. Mr. Bergdorf is no dummy. because it was on sale for $1,200, and that's about what a thing like this costs. So next time, I'm going to go and buy the dress. Mazel tov. Right. So that's my commercial for Bergdorf Goodman.
But you know, we always do crazy things together.
Yes.
We never go the easy way. We always go around in circles. And we traveled the entire country with your show.
Oh yeah, My Life on a
My
Diet.
Life on a Diet. And
we went everywhere. We did everything.
everywhere. Florida, 3 months.
And tell them what I said to you.
About my drag,
No,
When-
about your life.
about my life,
Yeah,
about my love life.
yes.
So I always call Renee with my problems about my ex. And I complain, oh, I did this for him and he doesn't appreciate me. And she said, you are responsible. You have the savior complex. That's what you said, right? The savior complex. And it made me realize that I have to take responsibility about my life and about my circumstances and stop blaming others and stop blaming my ex. And that's why I love you so much, because you're not just my boss, you're my mentor, you're my best friend.
Thank you, thank you. I love you.
I love you.
And now I want to introduce a lady who was my boss, but wasn't bossy. She was the creator, and she was the producer, she was the star, she was my friend, and she is everything. Fran Drescher.
The flash girl from Flushing, the nanny named Fran.
Hi, Fran.
Oh, that's so nice.
Thank you. I'm coming to you from your favorite restaurant, Robert.
I know. I'm so glad that you're shooting it there. I love Robert. I love the view. Our dear friend, one of the owners of Robert, Dr. Brian Saltzman, said that he added organic chicken to the menu as per my request.
Yes,
And,
because of you.
he knows he's a supporter of Cancer Schmancer. And I said, look, you can't be part of the problem. You got to be part of the solution. And no one should be eating chicken unless it's organic. So we put organic chicken on the menu.
And I'm gonna have chicken today in your honor. I'm gonna have chicken.
Good. Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. Well, that's nice. And it's beautiful. I hear that they're doing, good social distancing at the restaurant so everybody can go upstairs and feel comfortable watching the view. And
don't take away the caviar. I'm sorry. He was going to take away the caviar.
Okay, what is he, crazy?
What are you, crazy? Anyway, is there some way you could show a picture of the soup? It's squash soup, but the way it's presented is so beautiful. I think it's a horseradish on top.
Can you hold it up a little bit? Turn it.
And
It spills all over your
I'm
dress.
afraid I'll get it on my dress and I'll never be able to wear it
That'll
again.
go viral. Though.
He's going to take a
What
picture
kind
of
is
it.
that?
It's squash
puree?
soup. Puree of
let's look.
squash. And I don't know what are these other flowers in it. What is in it?
It's amaranth.
It's what?
Amaranth.
Amaranth? What is that?
It's a leaves. It's a red leaves with your decoration and a tea.
Oh, it's a red leaf.
And it's a dry apple.
Meanwhile, he's standing right in front of the camera.
Oh, you're standing in front of the camera.
Sorry.
This is the first time we ever did the show here, and we're really learning
Correct.
how to do it.
It's
And
a work in progress.
so far, we don't have a producer or a director or a writer, but we have a band, the Counterfeiters.
Yeah, you have the location.
No, we need a camera turn because we're off
Oh,
camera.
the caviar.
This is a low
right.
budget gig. We don't know any soup eating songs though.
Okay.
Okay.
Fran, my show is about love, and I wanted to ask you, You may not want to share this with everybody, but you have shared it with me. Who is the love of your life presently?
Well, the love of my life is Peter Jacobson, my gay ex-husband and writing, producing partner and best friend and soulmate. And, we reinvented our relationship and we speak on the phone and FaceTime every day if we're not together. And we love each other and we've known each other and been loving each other since we were 15 years old and now we're 63. So I would say that that's the love of my life. But I also have a rescue. Oh, wait, I think I just, hey, Angel, come here. Come here, Angel. Come here, Angel. Angel. I got a rescue dog that I got this days before lockdown. And I was so bereft with grief because my other dog, oh, here she is. Wait, let me turn the computer so you can see her. Wait a minute here.
Oh.
Can you see her? Oh. There she is.
Yes.
See, she's got one blue eye and one brown eye.
Wow.
See?
Wow.
I'm gonna give her, yeah. So I, in the middle of the night, I was so sad that my other dog suddenly died of a stroke. This was like the end of February. And in the middle of the night, I was so grief stricken that I prayed to God to please get me out of this terrible pain that I was in. And for whatever reason, I turned on my computer, which I never do. I rarely use the computer because the phone does everything. And except when Peter and I are writing. And I went on Pet Finders, and on Pet Finders, I saw this gorgeous dog. And deep down, I always thought, because I always had small dogs, Pomeranians, and I thought, and my next dog, I wanted to be a big dog that can keep up with me because I'm a distance walker. So I started looking at big dogs, and I saw her, and they had a beautiful video of her and her volunteer caregiver at the rescue place said, "This is the nicest dog ever, and she's so sweet, and everybody loves her, and I wanted to adopt her." Oh, wait, my phone, my computer's going. Okay, and I wanted to adopt her, but she said, I live in an apartment, so they wouldn't let me get her. So I went the next day. I called my assistant and I said, find out if this dog is still available. So they said yes. In fact, the dog had only just been put on Pet Finders that day. That was the first day she was made available to be adopted because she had actually been a runaway that was hit by a car. Aww. And the shelter picked her up on the side of the road and brought her to the shelter and immediately started calling local rescues and said, look, it seems like we got a good dog here, but she needs surgery and we don't do that. So if you don't take her, we're going to put her down.
Oh, no.
And this wonderful woman at Rock and Rescue in Woodland Hills took her. And they invested like between $7,500 and $10,000 on surgery and x-rays. And she had to be fixed, and she had to get chipped, and she had to get shots, all the stuff that legally is required before you can adopt a pet out. And I went there to meet her, and on my way there, a girlfriend of mine called me. I didn't even really remember who she was, but she was in my contacts. So I think I met her at my girlfriend's birthday party. Anyway, she said, I'm calling because I wanted to give my condolences about Samson, but also to tell you that I have a very strong feeling that you have to adopt another pet or get another dog right away. And later I found out that she was a psychic. And I said, that's so weird because I'm on my way to this rescue place right now. And she said, oh, I have a really good feeling about it. So I keep driving. I hung up on her and I keep driving. And I keep scratching my nose. It's very dry here today. I think I have allergies. But anyway, I went to I kept driving, stopped at a red light, casually looked to my left, and there at a bus stop kiosk was this poster that said "Adopt a Pet." So now there were two signs that I was on the right path, and I live by the signs that the universe presents to me. Then I was with my girlfriend because we were supposed to have lunch, and I said, "Come on, let's go look at this dog." So she says, "Can we at least stop for a cup of coffee on the way to the rescue?" So I said, "Sure." So there was this Blue Bottle coffee place nearby, and that's organic coffee. And anyone that knows me knows that I'm 100% organic, which all of you watching should be too, because that's your best protection against all kinds of illnesses, including COVID. You take care of your immune system will take care of you. So, anyway, I digress. We go into this Blue Bottle coffee place, and here I am beating myself up that maybe I should have done something that I didn't do to save Samson. And I go and I order these coffees and I go to pay. And the barista behind the counter says, oh, you don't have to pay. This is on the house because you are so good and you're always so good. Now, I know that on some level, he might have been talking to me as a fan. But on another level, they always say, when a stranger tells you something you need to hear, that's an angel.
Oh.
So I took that as another sign. And then I walked out of the coffee place, and there was this woman walking her dog, and the woman had a broken leg. And I said, "That's such a cute dog. What kind is it?" She said, "I really don't know. It's a rescue." And I said, "Oh, I'm on my way to look at a rescue dog right now." She said, "Oh, I have a very good feeling about that." So now that's three things on the way to see this dog after I prayed the night before. I get to the place and I said, I want to see this dog that they were calling Snowy. And so they bring the dog out and we go to the side of the building so the other dogs don't go nuts. And I kneeled down to say hello to her. She literally pushed me to the ground, straddled me,
Oh.
and started kissing my face and nibbling on my earlobes and on my nose and licking my whole face all over. And I said, oh my God, this dog is unbelievable. Have you ever seen anything like this before? I said to the guy that's the volunteer there. He said, no, never. I suggest your girlfriend take a movie of this because I want to show it to my executive director because this dog has kicked you. You're going to have to fill out the application. This dog belongs with you. And I thought, like scratching her ears and scratching her face. And I said, are you an angel? Did Samson send you to me? And that's how she got the name Angel.
How
And I was
beautiful.
going to call her Angel Girl. And then Donna Dixon, our dear friend, uh, said, why don't you call her Angel Grace? And I
Oh,
said, you're absolutely right. That's the perfect name for her. Angel Grace. And that's her
oh,
name.
that's so
So I
beautiful.
had to wait like 2 weeks before I could take her out because she had to get approval from the surgeon that she was ready to leave. She had to get fixed and she had to get her shots and everything before she could be let out. So I kept saying to the lady, can you bring her over to my house when you're on your way to get all these things done? Because I want her to be familiar with this house before I take her for the first time while she's still with you because she knows who you are. And she did that. I said, I'll feed you. The woman
Oh,
was vegan, so I made her some delicious vegan food. And it's just been a magical experience because I called her and I said to her, like 3 days before lockdown last March, I really want to take the dog home because I have a very busy week next week and I want to use this 3 day weekend to acclimate her to being home with me. And she said, oh, this was on a Friday. I really thought maybe she should stay till Sunday. I said, she's going to heal much better from the hysterectomy with me taking care of her at home than her being here. So she said, okay, I'll let you take her. And she did. And I went by myself that morning to bring her home. And if I tell you, Renee, that Monday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, we were in lockdown. And
wow.
at that point, the rescue place was closed. No one was coming or going. And if I hadn't insisted that I take her exactly when I did, I would have been alone for the first 2 months of lockdown, which would have been a horror. And
Oh,
so I have to say that we are gently being nudged along in our lives by the universe, by our guides, by our God. And
absolutely.
it's all about the love and it's just being open to it and allowing it in. And I'm so grateful because she is magical.
Oh,
And, it's just been an incredible journey. And from what I thought was going to be like the first 3 days of us being concentrated time together before I had to start doing different jobs that I was booked to do, became 2 solid months of us being together and me training her and her keeping me company and us gradually bonding into a very, very meaningful relationship that I'm extremely grateful for.
oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. And I brought something that's show and tell that I thought you would get a kick out of. These are shoes of mine that I can't ever wear again, but I thought I'd show them to you anyway. There's a
Is it
picture.
because why can't you wear them? Your feet through or the heels too high?
The
Or both?
heels are too high. I just wear sneakers now with everything. But these were
I'm,
made for
I'm right
me.
behind you, Renee.
What?
I'm going to show you a pair of shoes. To me, those look conservative. But
No, but
I'm
they
going to show
cost.
you my
They
shit.
wait. They cost $350. I had them made for me when I was on your show. There's a picture of Marilyn Monroe on one side and Rita Hayworth on the other. Can you show them? You can't get shoes like that anymore. So probably now they'd be about $1,500. But and
Oh, easy.
the funny thing is, I was in Lee Strasberg's class with Marilyn Monroe, so it's very funny that I would have shoes with her. And the other side, my favorite movie was Gilda with Rita Hayworth. When I was made for each other, remember I imitated Rita Hayworth singing "Fire Down Below."
Yeah.
These are these
He had
shoes. Show me your
Alzheimer's.
shoes. Show me your shoes.
He had Alzheimer's very early, didn't he?
Oh,
So this is my shoe.
oh, they're gorgeous.
Do you see the heel?
Yes,
Look at
yes. Oh, they're
and
gorgeous.
it's a tiny little strap across the toe,
Yeah.
and it's got this chain that goes around the ankle. And as you can see, it's Manolo Blahnik.
That's
So,
$1,000? That shoe is $1,000?
I said Manolo Blahnik.
Yeah, that's $1,000.
I mean, look, I've got these 20 years probably.
Oh.
Maybe I
Oh.
paid, 500 or 600 for them then. And that was wildly expensive. But if you take good care of your things, you see how I keep it in a box?
Me too. I keep
That's
my
how-
shoes on the wall in a plastic box so I can look at them. I love what
Yeah,
you're
you-
wearing. What size?
If
What
you
size is
could-
what you're wearing? The jacket you're wearing, what size is it?
Now I'm an 8.
Does it
I
stretch?
used to be. No,
Does
this
it-
one doesn't stretch. If
Oh,
it
it wouldn't.
stretched, maybe I could have gotten away with a 6. But I'm never going to work as hard as I had to work to be as thin as I used to be. And I just went through half my closet already with Brenda, our mutual friend and Emmy-winning costume designer of the Nanny. And you can see her on Instagram on Brenda Cooper Style, where she posts all kinds of amazing early, Polaroids of our wardrobe fittings together.
Brenda,
And,
Brenda Cooper was the one who advised me to have this dress made when I said I couldn't
The
afford
dress
the one.
It's gorgeous, and you look
Thank
so
you.
beautiful in those soft colors that I said to Brenda, oops, what just happened there? Wait, I think, what's that?
What?
She froze. She's gone.
What happened? She just froze. Oh my God. In the meantime, let's serenade you with one of your favorite songs, Fran, until you unfreeze. How about Caroline?
Yeah, okay. Three Caroline. 2, 3, 4. Come back, friend. We miss you. Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I feel it growing strong. Thank you, Table 5. Was in the spring, eat your soup, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Sing it, Facebook. And touching hands, one chorus. Reaching out, touching me, touching you. Let's go cyberspace. One time. Sweet Caroline. Sing it. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good. I've been inclined to believe it never would, but now Fran's back. We have word that Fran's back.
Fran!
We'll pick that up later.
There was for a minute there, but when I came back, I thought you had Neil Diamond on as a guest.
No, they're called the Counterfeiters, and they
I
appear
know.
at the Hard Rock. And I'm gonna be there Monday, and I'm gonna sell autographed photographs of me. Here's your chicken. Oh,
Chicken
thank
with
you
the carrot
so
puree.
much. Thank you. I'm gonna take the soup to go. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna have the soup to go,
Enjoy.
and the caviar to
When
go.
you finish this, you're going to want to chow down.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen,
so jealous that I'm getting so hungry. I'm going to have to eat something as soon as I'm done here. All I
maybe
had
we
was a
could.
little bowl of raisin bran.
Hey, maybe we could Federal Express you the chicken. Fran, you're not
Well,
going to believe.
hopefully I'll be able to come to New York sooner than later. What's
Oh,
the
I hope
weather
so.
like now? Spring on the
It's
way?
it's definitely spring, except it's raining. It's very romantic at Robert Restaurant when it rains, and you can look out the window and see the
Yes,
rain in
yes.
Central Park. The view, the ambience is great. The food is
The
great,
food,
and I'm so
the
grateful
food,
that you
and the
brought me
owners are
here.
great.
And
And you
I'm
know,
gonna.
it's in that beautiful art and design building in Columbus Circle that has that lovely art and design museum in it. And they have an unbelievable gift shop, which is like my specialty. I love gift shops. Anybody that knows me
They
knows that I
sell
love
pearls.
museums.
They sell pearls on the main floor. I'm trying to get a discount there.
I love museum gift shops like that are a little more, unique and upscale. And I love airport gift shops.
You
When I
bought me
have a
a hat
layover
there.
in the
Do you
airport,
remember when you came here with me and you bought a hat and we wore it for lunch? But Fred, you know what I'm
no.
selling? I'm selling autographed photographs of myself for $70, but the check is going to be made out to Cancer Schmancer for you on
Oh,
Monday
I
night.
was
Whoever.
hoping you were going to say that. That's so nice and generous. And I also want to tell people that if you're an avid Amazon shopper like I am, particularly during these pandemic times, you can also make Cancer Schmancer your charity of choice, and you don't pay anything. It comes out of Amazon's pocket, and it's
Oh.
so nice because you just keep building up with every purchase that you make. More and more donated dollars going to Cancer Schmancer. So we really appreciate your support. And that's such an easy way to do it. And it doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is sign on to that program on Amazon.
But I'm selling my photographs for $70, which is a good buy because Sophia Loren, I went to her show and she sells it for $500. And I
Wow.
told,
Well,
yes.
I'm doing cameo appearances to people for $500, and that goes to Cancer Schmancer too. So
Oh, that's
anybody that
wonderful.
wants me to do a special custom video for their loved one or a special occasion, it's 500 tax deductible dollars to Cancer
Oh,
Schmancer.
that's nice.
And
But
we really
listen,
appreciate the support.
I only charge $125 for my cameo. But someday when I'm older, I'll charge $500.
Well, you were the one that turned me on to it, so I thank you for that. People don't realize how up on everything you are, how amazing you are in terms of your spirit, your
Oh,
openness to alternative wisdom, medicines, indigenous wisdom and ancient wisdom. And
oh.
you're just a real, what I call, Renaissance woman.
And you're my inspiration, Fran. How many years ago did we meet? How many years ago was the show?
Oh, well, it was definitely, I would say, a minimum of 30 years ago,
Oh my God.
maybe
And
more.
wow. And now you're the age that I was on that show, right?
You don't believe that show, the Nanny, and it's so amazing because Peter and I were always madly in love with that movie that you and Joe did, Made for Each Other. And it was just, and you don't, see it all the time. It's kind of hard to find. but it's so brilliant. And
Oh,
it just
thank,
encapsulated
thank you.
everything that is amazingly gifted about you and him and as a team. Both writing, acting, everything. Everything. And we always said we wanted to be like you and Joe.
Oh,
And then we got to meet you guys, and it was just such a pleasure. And then, and we've been forging a friendship ever since. And I don't know, should I share a little behind the scenes story about the nanny where you're concerned?
yeah, I'd love that.
Okay. So, most people don't know this, but Peter and I always wanted to have the character of Sylvia, my mother, based off of my real mom, Sylvia, to be a regular on the series because I wanted to show a relationship that was closer to my relationship with my mom, who is my best friend. I love her. We talk every day. And not the usual antagonistic relationships that you would normally see on television, especially back then. So we wanted to write something that was close to the real thing. And we put the character of Sylvia in the pilot, but the network said, well, if this is going to be a regular character, then we need to be very involved in the casting of it. And they wanted Sheila McRae. And Peter and I thought, oh my God, no, we cannot. Sheila's very talented, but she's not Jewish. She's not going to play the part with an authenticity that is going to marry up hand in glove with my style of acting and our style of writing. So we told the network, no, it's just the character that's going to be in the pilot. No big deal. So then they let us just get who we wanted, which of course was you, our first choice.
Aw.
And in
And
our minds, we kept thinking, okay, and I think I told you this back then, because we kept writing you in as, another guest role. And when you're on a sitcom as a guest, you don't make anywhere near the money that you would make if you were a series regular. But we had to get them and the audience to acknowledge how great we knew you would be in this part so that they would be begging to sign you rather than us having to convince you. So we just kept, and you agreed to that because you knew you were being grossly underpaid, but we conspired to manipulate the powers that be. And so we had you on the show many times in that first season until all the network executives, everybody that was watching the show, all of their relatives, oh my God, that Renee Taylor's hysterical. Her and Fran are so great together. You got to make her one of the regulars on the show. And that was how it all came to be. Because sometimes you got to know your customer and you got to protect them from themselves.
but wasn't Sheila McRae Episcopalian?
Well, I don't know. I figured she was Irish with that name. But
Oh,
I knew she wasn't. Peter and I knew she was never going to be able to do my mom. Not like you.
oh, I love you, Fran. Thank you so much. Those were
I
wonderful
love you.
years. And you know what?
Oh,
It's the
God.
show is going to be on HBO now. You know that?
Yes, HBO Max. That premieres on April 1st on HBO Max. So we're really thrilled. First of all, HBO Max is really cool. It's the newest streaming network, and all the best new shows are on HBO Max. So we really feel great that we get to be on that streaming channel. Number one, it's just really ahead of the curve and young and cool, and so they understand what a huge millennial following we have with
Oh
the
my
nanny.
God.
Whereas a lot of
It's
places just they don't get it. So, but they're plugged in. They're plugged into social media. They know. So we're going to be on starting April 1st, and then
oh
Sunday, this coming Sunday, Charlie and I are shooting on opposing teams, Celebrity Family Feud,
oh great. I'm gonna
and
watch.
that's going to both teams are going to support Cancer Schmancer.
Oh.
So I just said to Charlie the other day,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Renee. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Are you one? Are you two? Are you? My name.
No, I'm 88, but don't tell anybody. My career will be over. After 40, you know, nobody will give you a job, Fran. So I'm
that
so.
was delicious. Is that a chocolate cake?
Is it a chocolate cake?
Chocolate.
Oh, listen, will you wrap the chicken for me to take home? And
It's coming out on the top.
Renee, are you listening to me? You're
yeah.
not really supposed to blow out candles because of the pandemic, or nobody else can eat your cake.
Oh.
So
oh,
why don't
okay.
you have them cut you a little piece around the candle and blow it out just your piece, so you
Oh.
can share it with other people.
Okay.
Do that.
Anyway, Fran, I want to thank you for being my first guest at Robert Restaurant. You know, it's going to be hard after you to have anybody, except maybe, you know, I heard Meghan Markle is available now. Maybe we could have.
Available and interested, yes.
Yes. So
Tell
maybe
Charlie
she'll.
to come on. He's a great guest.
Charlie's going to be on next week. Charles Shaughnessy.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
And the
Oh,
week
we're getting
after.
celebrity-
Yes, and the week after that, it's Danny Davis. He lives in New Jersey
how
now.
Great. We're getting all the nanny stars to support
All
you.
the nanny
That's
stars.
beautiful.
Isn't that great? Well, we're also going to have Lady Kazan and what?
And Tree.
Oh, Tree is going to be on next week. Do you know who he is? He was the bartender at Stonewall, and he's going to tell about the night of the riot when they were beating everybody
that's
else.
great. You know, I got a Stonewall award one
Oh, how
year,
nice.
which I'm very proud to say for the work that I do on behalf of gay civil liberties.
Oh, I was on the World Parade, Gay Parade. Tree put me on the float, and people said,
Oh.
"Is that Renee Taylor with Donna freaking Donatello?" And it was.
Well, that's great. I don't do parades, but
Barbara Streisand.
What? Barbara Streisand? What?
Someone suggested bringing her in.
Oh, to bring Barbara Streisand on the show? I don't know if she likes chicken.
maybe you'd have a better shot at getting Rosalind Carnes.
Listen, if we could get Meghan Markle, we could get Barbara Streisand. Anyway, she said I should cut a piece of the cake and then blow out the
Cut a
candle.
piece and blow the candle out on your piece and
On
make
my
a great
piece.
wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Make a
I'll
great
bring you
wish.
around for
Could
another
could
20
somebody
years.
cut it for me? Yes, all I want is 20, 30 years more. That's all, and I'm done.
Yeah, let's do a minimum of 20 more years. That would be great.
Thank you. Anyway, I love you, Fran, and I'm so grateful
I
that
love
you were
you,
my
and
guest.
thank you for including me.
Thank
And
you.
you're great and a constant inspiration in all ways.
And if you're ever in a
What women learning.
if you're ever in a jam, here I am. If you're
Yeah,
ever
I
up a
wish I
tree,
could
call
pick
on
them
me. Okay, no, she said,
Excellent.
oh, you take that
Okay,
and you
but
put
then
the
put the
candle.
candle on her piece,
You put the
and then
candle
you
on
can
my
blow it out.
piece.
I'll wait.
Okay, I want to take the butter to go too.
Yes, ma'am.
They make their
Do
own
you
butter
know
here.
what you're going to wish for?
Yes, yes, I do. You know, Joe is
Okay.
with me now, and he's with me all the time, and he's going to be with me in my wish now. And they're going to put the candle
great.
on the cake. Brian, you want to come on and say hello to Fran?
Yeah,
Brian,
Brian.
Brian, come here.
Enjoy.
Wait, take the
Okay.
other one too, because you can't blow it out unless it's on that. And then give the band, the counterfeiters,
Will do.
and everybody.
Yeah, so
Okay, I'm making.
Hold the big piece so she doesn't get her wind all over it. But, yeah, there you go. Perfect. Oh, how beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
How
you. Here's
beautiful.
Brian. Come here, Brian. Sit down. Say hello. This is Dr. Brian Salzman, who's also the restaurateur and a good friend of ours, who begged me to come on the show.
We did.
Hi, Brian. I love
Hey, Fran,
you.
happy birthday, Renee.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
this was great.
Brian,
the first
by
show
the
was
way,
fabulous.
is an infectious disease doctor.
We're looking forward to it every week.
Aw, you're kidding.
No?
Oh, how wonderful. Looking forward to it every week. And I
Yeah,
want you to
great.
know that Brian gave me a morals clause. The only way I can be canceled is if I come on with the bartender, which hasn't happened yet.
Well, there's still time.
There's still time. He is so gorgeous.
And
Anyway, I love you, Fran. Thank you.
I love you.
Fran gave
Be
me
well,
a birthday
everyone.
party.
The fashion girl from Flushing, the nanny named Fran.
Thank you, Fran.
Goodbye. Much love.
Bye.
Bye, Renee.
Thank you. I love you. Is that the show?
Should we hear some more music? Let's do some music.
We're doing some music.
Oh, that was the show? How was it?
so,
Here we
the show
go.
was great. Show
Was it good?
Welcome